Hey, what's going on, my good people? How's it going? How's it going? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. And I want to talk about how to identify with being a chosen one. Now, for those who are new to the platform, I want to inform you that I'm actually one of the originators of the Chosen Ones talking point, particularly with identifying exactly what a chosen one is. Um, I find a necessity to reinforce the parameters because when you look on social media, you see chosen ones everywhere. A lot of people won't give me the credit for that talking point, but 6 years ago, and you can look this up on my channel, 6 years ago, I was actually making videos regarding the targeted individuals in the TI community. And I made a bold proclamation in one of those videos that for now on, I'm gonna call them chosen ones. And I started running with the word chosen ones. Um, and a lot of people, they took that talking point, they ran with it, which is cool. I just wish that people would give credit to what credit is due, or at least do your research to find out where it came from, right? But nonetheless, that's not what this stream is about. That's not what this stream is about at all. We're gonna talk about how to identify with being a chosen one. How do you know? Since it's so widespread, it's almost gotten to the point where the topic of discussion is cliche, um, and everybody believes that they're chosen. So I want to really put some things into perspective, and I do believe that a lot of viewers who come over here and support this content are chosen by the Most High, and this is why we've had such a strong community for such a long time, because we're like-minded. I identify myself as being chosen by the Most High. Now, the scriptures tell us that many are called and only few are chosen. So there's many people who get called by the Almighty. There's so many people that the Most High tries to communicate with, but it's very few that actually answer the call. See, this is what you need to understand about the Holy Spirit, right? When it comes down to it, the way you can identify and really point the finger to what the Holy Spirit is by this one attribute. It's only one attribute you can point to look at a person and say that person has the Holy Spirit. That person is chosen by the Almighty. It's only one attribute. Let me explain this to you. The scriptures tell us that at the end, when we face judgment, the Most High would say, "Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, I never knew thee." So there will be people who come to the throne saying, "Haven't I casted out demons in your name? Haven't I healed the sick? Haven't I worked miracles here on this earth?" And nonetheless, the Most High is going to say, "Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, I never knew thee." So you will be hard pressed to try to really point out who a chosen one is, because you see a lot of people preaching, you see a lot of people prophesying, you see a lot of people laying hands on the sick, you see a lot of people speaking in tongues, which the speaking in tongues thing is actually non-scriptural. In the day of Pentecost, people were speaking actual languages within the earth, all right? The Bible says that a person should have a translator present when they're speaking in an unknown tongue, so it doesn't bring confusion. But that's neither here nor there. The question is, how do you know someone is chosen? How do you know somebody's operating in the Holy Spirit? Well, the only one thing that you just can't fake. There's only one thing that you can't fake, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what that is? You can't fake fruits. Oh, you can fake a lot of things, You can put on a front. You can play church. You can speak eloquent. You can do a lot of things, but you cannot fake fruits. So when someone says they're chosen, the question would be, chosen to do what? Surely if you're chosen, your fruit shall manifest within this earth. Surely people can see your works. Surely people can see a trail of your legacy, your dynasty, what you left behind, what you've done. Because faith without works is what, ladies and gentlemen? Faith without works is dead, right? So when somebody says they're a chosen one, you got to look at what you produced for the Almighty. You got to look at what you manifest. Because a lot of people are running around saying they're chosen, but they're not honoring God's law, statutes, and commandments. Because that's what he called you to do, honor his laws. And by honoring his laws, he can put you in your purpose. By honoring his laws, he can begin to order your steps and move you forward. All right? That's how it works. And you got a lot of people who, they want the accolades without doing the work. And that's the issue. And I want to talk about how you know that the Almighty is beginning to choose you. Why? How you know he chose you? First of all, Jeremiah tells us, don't you know I knew thee before you was even in the womb? Before you were even planted in your mother's womb, the Most High knew you. He knew you in the spirit realm. He knew what you were destined to be. So this was preordained, predestined to happen. See, having that understanding will get you a long way. Because with that understanding, you don't force anything on this earth, in this life. You don't force anything. So here's the ground rules, right? A lot of you chosen ones, you're beginning to feel a certain way around a lot of people. Uncomfortable would be the word. You don't feel as if you can fit in anywhere you go. And you find the need to spend a lot of time alone because the people that you're around, it jars at your spirit in some way, shape, or form. This is a clear indicator that you may be waking up. You're losing interest in some of the things that you once was interested in. You are not seeing the world as you've seen it before. At some point of your life, you began to feel as if something is missing. Like, it really reminds me of Neo in the Matrix. Because you begin to really withdraw, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, to the point where it's like, all right, something is very daunting. Something is very ominous. Something is looming. I don't know quite what it is, but everything I've been told, I feel like there's one big lie in the midst of all of this. There's something that's just missing in my life. There's a truth that I yearn for. There's a thirst for knowledge. There's a hunger. And there's a fire that's kindled in you because you want to know. And quite often you become misunderstood during that period of time because you're just trying to figure things out. And the people around you don't understand you because you're still trying to understand yourself. You're still trying to understand what is going on in this world, what is going on in this planet. And that's a sign that the Most High may be calling you out of the world. He wants to isolate you. He wants to get you away from everybody. He wants to take you on a Damascus road. You're really beginning to lose touch of reality and more so focus and hone in on things of the spirit. Now you're thinking about death. And that may sound more morbid, but then you begin to start thinking about the afterlife. You start wondering what's after this. You start looking at the ways of the world and then you start questioning and start saying, surely the afterlife can't be as bad as some of the things I'm seeing. Why? Because you're beginning to understand that you don't fit here. You don't belong here. And you're starting to feel out of place in this world. And this is a clear indicator the Most High may be calling you. That's a clear indicator that you are beginning to know that he called you before you were even born. You're remembering, this is what's happening. In the spirit, you're remembering what y'all discussed before you came into this planet. You're remembering the conversation the Lord had with your spirit. That's what's happening. So now you're feeling out of place because he sent you here on a mission. He sent you here to do what you're supposed to do. So now you can't quite be like these other people. You're almost like extraterrestrial. You're not, you're different. And a lot of chosen ones manifest a lot of creativity. A lot of chosen ones, let me just say this. There's a very thin line between genius and insanity. Chosen ones are geniuses, but they don't understand it yet while they're being tugged and pulled out of this world, right? And this is the gray area that Satan likes to try to grab people, in that gray area. When, that area where you trying to fit in with the world, but at the same time, the Most High is calling you. So it's a tug of war. It's a tug of war with your consciousness. And I hope I'm not going over people's head, but this is how it works. There's a tug of war with your consciousness, and Satan would like to infiltrate that and get you to go on the left-hand side of things. So you're going through high levels of spiritual warfare. A lot of chosen ones, when you wake up, you begin to actually go through some of the things you've never went through before, such as sleep paralysis, attacks, demonic attacks. Why? Because Satan's kingdom, the kingdom of darkness, knows that you're waking up, knows that you're about to come into the truth. You never experienced these things in your entire life, but now all of a sudden, when you're starting to think about life and what's the meaning and what are you here for, and when you start to question things, all of a sudden you get attacked spiritually. You get attacked by friends and family. People begin to gaslight you. You don't even know why this is happening. You get caught totally off guard. This is how it happens a lot of times. You get caught totally off guard, and now family is, backbiting against you. There's smear campaigns going on. Another thing that takes place, wow, this is a big one. Another thing that takes place is you realize that you can't do what everybody else does. Meaning, when you sin, when you trespass, when you do something that you know in your heart of hearts that's wrong, you get recompense for your deeds quickly, very quickly. All of a sudden, the same thing you was doing, you can't do it no more. When you attempt to do those things, basically, you gotta go through a downfall. You gotta suffer the consequences. Every single thing you do has a repercussion all of a sudden. And it's like, hold on now. I can't get away with nothing. Nothing. You can't do the things that the rest of the world can do, because the Most High is like, nope, I chose you. I chose you for a purpose. I'm gonna have to put you through the gauntlet. It's time to run you through the ringer. You can't get away with swindling, jigging, finessing, all the things that the world do and they consider it to be normal, such as finagling people and in this pretty much dog eat dog world. You can't do it. You can't do it. Because the Most High is going to pay you a visitation each and every time. Why? Because you've been chosen. And a lot of people look at that as a curse. Like, why me? Why can't I just be like everybody else? The Lord didn't have that installed for you. He wants you for another purpose. Let's see here. Somebody said, every time I do something bad, it's instant punishment. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's instant. It comes around like that. Why? Because the Most High is calling you to do his work. He's calling you for a purpose, right? And that's what I gotta reinforce. When we talk about chosen ones, a lot of people, they like to hear, the slick tongue, they like to feel important and empowered. But here, work has to be done. So now you know that you're being called out of the world. You know, all of a sudden, you know, family don't really want nothing to do with you. All of a sudden, there's a lot more temptation coming into the picture. Now you're yearning for an environmental change. Now that you realize all these things, what's next? What's next should be the question. And I'm going to answer some of that here today. Somebody said they are like roaches all around me 24/7. Somebody said you help people but get used constantly. Wow, that's something that happens too. That's something that happens too. Um, Another way you may know or begin to realize that, man, you know what, maybe I'm not like everyone else. Maybe the Most High chose me to do something here on this earth is you get heightened senses of empathy. And this is one of those things where, man, it could be dangerous. It could be dangerous on your life. You know what I'm saying? It could cause a lot of toxicity when you taking in everybody else's troubles. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. And we're gonna talk about that. Somebody said chosen ones will turn away from their old ways. That's a fact. Hey, how you doing? Pretty good. Somebody said thoughts when being outside and being drawn to like-minded people. Well, that's part of empathy as well. But here's the thing: with being chosen, you start to develop these superpowers, right? Empathy is one of them. Empathy is one of them. Now, it can be dangerous as well because now all of a sudden you're around people and you can feel what they're feeling. Now that can be scary at first because you may have never experienced that in your life. Imagine you've never been through that before. Now all of a sudden you're around people, and if they're depressed, you can feel the depression. Now all of a sudden you're around people and you get certain frequencies from individuals, and you can wholeheartedly feel it through a handshake, through a hug. You can tell when somebody is smiling, but they're crying inside. You like, let me tell you something. That can really, man, that can really weigh on you. That can really weigh on you to start off, man, when you waking up to this truth, man. Because the thing is, you don't know how to accept it. You don't know how to deal with it. Now you got all these emotions. Now when you alone, you fighting all these thoughts and fighting all these spirits, and they not even coming from you. So as chosen ones, you gotta really tap into your scriptures. That's a clear indicator that the Most High wants you to do some kind of work where you're leading people, where you're helping individuals, where you are a counselor to many, or you're a counselor to individuals. That is a sign of that. So if you're experiencing something like that, where it's like, man, what is going on? When I get around people, it's hard to even go to work. It's hard to go here. It's hard to go there. I'm feeling all these emotions, and they're rushing. It's because, you know, you are meant to be counseling someone. You're meant to be leading people. You're meant to be empathizing, showing compassion, you know, and that's just what it is. It's just that you got to learn how to tap in, and the voltage that you get to be able to do that, the strength that some teachers have that's in the school system. I know that we get a bad rap on teachers because of the teachers nowadays teach kids all this wickedness and perversion. But, you know, my grandmother was a teacher. She was a middle school teacher. She taught high school and college, right? One thing about people who are teachers, they're very empathetic. They can feel when something ain't right. But if you know how to calibrate those thoughts, it makes you a leader, it makes you proficient in what you do. You can, and she counseled too. She was a counselor, and that's what type of person she is. You understand? And so I've learned that, and that's a trait that I also developed in my walk. You know what I'm saying? So it's real talk. That stuff is real. You're chosen to lead when you feel that way. You just got to know how to tap in and understand that you battle not against flesh and blood, but wickedness and principalities. A lot of people be fighting demons. A lot of people be fighting different malevolent forces. And the Most High chose you to be able to identify those beings and combat them the righteous way. Everybody can't do that. Everybody don't have it in them to speak to people a certain way and heal them. Everybody don't have that ability. You chosen ones gotta understand that. Somebody said, "You're right. My children can sometimes spot demonic stuff already." Wow, see, they were born with it. Somebody said, "I always feel tugged. It's very hard to rid the heaviness. A lot of solitude helps me." Yes, solitude is important for chosen ones because we have to recharge. Bridget, thank you for the 10. And everybody else who's been sending super chats, I appreciate the support. And if you can, ladies and gentlemen, please smash the like button on the video, allow the video to spread. It will be highly appreciated. Somebody said, gotta be careful not to mirror and reflects the spirits we're picking up. Yup, through our tone and stuff. Exactly, that's the thing. You gotta be careful not to reflect and mirror those same spirits. You know, with great power come great responsibility. Joey, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Another sign that you may be chosen, the Most High choosing you. When all of a sudden people are giving you mean mugs, cold stares. When you get around, people begin to murmur, whisper, poke while you walk, talk behind your back, and you can sense these things. When you begin to sense that people are really feeling some type of way about you, you know, because you got to understand, you were chosen to be a peculiar people. You can't say you were chosen one and you're not rare. When you're rare and you're peculiar, when your fashions are not like other people's, it's only natural. It's actually unnatural, but in this world, it's natural for people to look at that and fear you because they fear what they don't understand. That's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. People tend to fear what they don't understand. So they're going to talk. They're going to spread rumors. They're going to gossip. They're going to gaslight. Some of those people are going to try to befriend you because they're going to try to gain information because you're becoming an odyssey and a mystery to people. You're just standing out like a sore thumb. You're not engaging in certain activities that they are. And now they're looking at you like, man, this person is a threat to our lifestyle. That's how they look at it because they just can't. Leeches and bloodsuckers, energy vampires, they just can't mind their business. That's not how it works. They feed off the light of those who are chosen. That's what you got to understand. So you're going to have people position themselves like agents, play you real close. Chosen ones experience a great deal of betrayal. We experience a great deal of betrayal because it's firsthand nature to betray those who are chosen because they're afraid of losing acceptance and approval from the rest of the world. That's what you gotta understand. Thank you for the 20. Nathan says, forgive because we become who we hate. Right, yeah, you gotta forgive. I'm not telling people not to forgive. Forgive those people because they know not what they do, right? But this is what happens, right? Let me see it. This is what ended up happening when you're waking up. You know, there's a light. A lot of people talk about the mark of the beast, but there's a seal of the Most High too. There's a seal of God, and it could be seen. And here's the thing, chosen ones. You may look in the mirror, and you may not see the light. That's the thing. You might not see what everybody else sees. You may see nothing but your flaws. This is what tends to happen because we're very critical on ourselves. Chosen ones practice a great deal of self-autonomy. Chosen ones take accountability a lot. So if you're a person who don't even take accountability for your actions, let me say this loud and clear. If you don't take accountability for your actions, you're not chosen. You cannot be used by the Most High. If you blame everything on everybody else, you're not chosen. But anyway, a lot of chosen ones, they look in the mirror and they only see their flaws. But when you in public, they see something else in you. You might not see it, but they do. Demons see a lot of our potential before we see it. So now you've been placed in this war. Now, all of a sudden, the world has changed overnight. 1 minute, you was thick as thieves with everybody in your life. Everybody wanted to be around you. When you was in the world, everybody wanted to be around you. You know, some of you all were socialites. Some of you all were on the scene, accepted by everybody. Had the stamp of approval. Now everything changes overnight. We're gonna talk about that change. Chef, thank you for the 15, says unwavering determination, growth, and transformation. Moral compass, prophecy, or destiny. Exceptional abilities. If you carry the ability, you're a chosen one. Absolutely, Chief. You're right. That is absolutely facts. Because once you go through all the rigmarole and the challenges that we're discussing today, oh man, you begin to really hit the ascension phase. Because that's the goal, to get all those who are chosen to do the will of the Father to hit ascension phase. That phase where you are fulfilling the book of Romans where it says, don't you know ye are gods? When you start hitting that phase, not saying you're the most high, but when you start knowing that you are an interdimensional being, that you are a spirit in flesh form, that you are intricately designed to do the will of the Father, that you are a part of God's body. When you understand it, when you get on ascension phase, and it's like everything I'm talking about, all the transition and hurts and pains that you're gonna go through and experience, all those things are gonna be a shadow of things to come, and it's gonna look like a penny in a room full of gold if you stay plugged in, right? I want you to listen, man. Listen to me, man. We preaching today, right? Right, listen here. All right, so the world changes overnight. Nothing is the same. All of a sudden, friends turn to enemies. All of a sudden, close family members don't want nothing to do with you. All of a sudden, you're the talk of the town. All of a sudden, you feel this level of discomfort that you can't quite even wrap your mind around. And you're tempted to go back into the world, right? Now, all of a sudden, some of you brothers gotten in divorces. Your woman is leaving you. Some of you ladies, your man is leaving you. I mean, you're going through great pain. It's like pitfall after pitfall. Now, it's time for you to understand that every series of events that took place in your life that led up to the collapse of the relationships in your life was all a simulation. It was all a learning experience. It was all a test. It was all a test. And the Most High was trying to show you the mistakes you made by bringing certain individuals. It was all teaching. And I don't know why we got 1,000 people over here with only 500 likes. What's going on? What half of you, let me ask y'all something. Is half of y'all watching just kind of torn between reality and truth and wickedness and evil? Because, you know, I'm over here through the spirit of the Most High bringing forth light. And all I ask is for you to support my work. That's it. Because let me tell you something. Let me explain this, chosen ones. When we're doing our work, when we're doing our purpose, a great deal of energy comes out of us. When I get on this camera, don't think it's easy to do what I'm doing. I don't want you to think for a second that this is easy. Let me explain this to you. There's a spiritual voltage that lives in everyone who has chosen. Now, when you are engaging and conversating and you're pouring out knowledge and wisdom and understanding, you're actually emptying yourself. You're giving your voltage to the world. And in return, all I ask my supporters to do is support. That's it. All you gotta do is hit a like button. It costs you nothing. It's absolutely free to hit a like button. That's it. That's all I'm asking. And anybody who's been chosen by the Almighty know exactly what I'm talking about. It's more than one way to become fatigued and drained in this walk. Teaching, edifying, you know, that takes a lot out of you. That's your spirit coming out. When I'm speaking on on this camera, my soul and my spirit is coming out of me. You understand? And I have to go recharge. That's why you don't see people doing live streams every day, because it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you. So, you know, I ask that you support the content. Somebody says, where is a spirit behind everything, good and bad? So if we don't like the video, it's because it's a spirit behind it. Exactly. It's something making you reluctant to support something that you're not hearing on social media like that. You're getting motivation in this walk because the lot of the things I'm saying, y'all going through it, right? And I know it because I've been there. But what is this reluctancy to support your people? What is this? What is that? What is that? What is that thing where you watching and you seeing a person, you know, pouring out to you, helping to guide you in your walk, but you don't want to support them? What is that? I don't understand that because that's not how I move. But anyway, that's beside the point. How you know you chosen? There's a lot of ways. Hear me out. There's a lot of ways that you can begin to identify that. Here's something else that comes into perspective. You no longer, how do I want to word this? You no longer begin to let things bother you like they used to. Not only is that a sign of maturity, but that's a sign that the Most High is beginning to govern you. Because you've been able to wrap your mind around what people are doing and why they're doing it, and you understand the spiritual understanding of what's going on, you start really not being worried with people. You'll gain the ability to actually cut people off very quickly. And this is another superpower, because this is what happens, right? Chosen ones know what I'm talking about. Imagine you used to be desperate for the approval and acceptance. Everything that was your weakness then becomes a strength. When you are chosen by the Most High, let me repeat that. Everything that was a weakness becomes a strength. The sins that you were battling with, all of a sudden becomes a strength now. Now you're able to withstand better than the average person. It's the same thing with people, right? Now, these people that you used to want to be accepted by, you really don't care about people no more. You realize that this world is huge. You realize that if you have a purpose here on this planet, you can't be wasting your time with individuals who are not working towards your betterment. And you can't waste your time with people who are not doing the same thing you're doing. It's just like, hey, you really just stop caring. You stop caring about people's approval, their acceptance. It just really doesn't matter at some point. And that's a strength. That's a superpower, because the world don't understand that. And then people begin to say that you're cold-hearted. People begin to say that you're callous. They begin to think that you're just a ruthless, cold-blooded person, when in fact, no, that's not the case. You're logical. The Most High gave you protection. You've experienced a lot of things in your life where you know the nature of people. And a lot of people are trash out here. A lot of people really ain't worth your time, chosen ones. You're chosen to do the will of the Father. You don't belong entertaining demons and bottom-feeding leeches, energy vampire. You don't belong doing that. You don't belong arguing back and forth with people. That's beneath you. Have you ever heard in the scriptures the Most High arguing with somebody? Nah, you never heard that, right? You never heard the Most High arguing with nobody, right? Well, you close to the Most High now. So what are you doing? That person calling you, you know that's a demon. You know that's a demon trying to trigger you. You know they trying to lower your frequency. Jeremiah, thank you for the 2, says, real fam, the purpose bigger than us. Right. Samara, thank you for the $50 contribution. I appreciate the support. And I'm gonna tell you, them demons, they get pissed off when you start going through this metamorphosis. Oh, they hate it. Imagine that person that used to be able to be toxic with you, call you up when they having a bad day because they can't rest until they done got under your skin. Imagine that person calling you and all you doing is hanging up. Imagine they call you, can't even get through the line. They can't even get through the line because it's blocked. It's going straight to voicemail. Imagine all of a sudden you're not concerned about getting the last word no more. Do you know what that does to these demons and these reprobates? Do you understand what that does, chosen ones? Imagine them losing their source of power. And this is another thing you chosen ones to start to witness. You start to witness a lot of people that used to be in your life who were not right. You'll witness them go on a downward spiral. You'll witness them start to really fall off because guess what? They needed you. They needed your energy. Oh, they're going to feel it when you're gone. Chosen ones, they're going to feel it when you're not in their presence now. Because now they realize that they were in the midst of the righteous. Now they realize that you were essentially a battery to their life. You were a battery. You was a beacon of light. You was a voice. And now all of a sudden, they're going on a downward spiral. Now all of a sudden, exactly who they are is beginning to manifest. That's because, ladies and gentlemen, your energy, your power, your spirit is that prestigious to the Most High. That wherever you go, don't matter where it's at, you're going to be sprinkling game. You're going to be having, light. You're going to be shining. And you can understand that. You got to know it. And some people will say, well, New Breed, as a chosen one, people, they criticize me, they shun me, and they act a certain way because they think that I think I'm better than everybody. They act like I'm bougie and stuck up. Listen, let me just put this out here. Let me say this. Let me say this. If you're walking in the will of the Father, you are better than them. Marinate on that. The question is, why wouldn't you want to be? Why wouldn't you want to be? We're too worried about how people feel about us. Yes, you could be humble. You could be humble. I'm not telling you not to be a humble person, not to treat people properly and treat people accordingly. But if you are doing the will of the Father and they're not, you're better than them. You're a better person. You're literally a better person. All this equality and we all the same, that's nonsense. The Most High God is orderly. There's a chain of command in his realm. The way he does things, there's a chain of command. Ladies and gentlemen, you're better than them. Why? Because they have the same ability. They have the same opportunity to do what you did, to go through the pain. They have the same opportunity to go through being shunned. Go through answering the call and overcoming it. They have the same ability. So you're better than them. Yes, you are. Here's what it is. Let's see. Thanks for the $20 contribution. Says, I don't always comment, but I always hit the like button. Gotta support real truth. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, family. I appreciate that support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. And y'all gotta forgive me because I have to manually scroll my chat. I don't understand why it does that. It freezes. Hazel, thank you for the 10. Lucky number 9, thank you for the $1. Appreciate it. Ringo TV Reactions, thank you, fam. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 50. Says, facts. You are better than them. That's true. It's a fact. King Connect, thank you for the 20. Speaking nothing but facts. I appreciate y'all. Man, Tatiana, thank you for the 20. Says, thank you for this message. You helped confirm some of the things I have been going through and thinking about. Peace and blessings, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the content. It is highly appreciated. And you know, you got to stop trying to fit in and relegate and denigrate yourself to nonsense and nonsensical people. Let them talk. There's going to be people who they're going to be talking about you when you ain't nowhere near them. You're not even thinking about them. That means you're better than them. If they didn't talk about you, if they're not talking about you, right? That means you're not important. That's what that means. And go subscribe to Ringo TV Reactions as well, man. Thanks for the support, fam. He's bringing a lot of truth over there on his channel and platform as well. We got to support each other, hands down. But somebody says, my experience with these idiots, they try to take advantage every way. Right. Absolutely. And that's another thing. As chosen ones, because you have so much empathy, you're going to have people in your life that's going to try to take advantage of your energy. And you got to know when to draw the line. You got to know when to draw the wedge. Another way that you could tell that you may be chosen by the Almighty. Should have listened to me. Listen carefully. All of a sudden, it's all eyes on you. Don't matter what position in life you're in. There's going to be a lot of jealousy coming your way. Chosen ones, there's going to be a lot of jealousy coming your way. And it's going to be people, check this out, y'all. It's going to be people who doing better than you. Now imagine that. People who doing better than you. People who got big homes. People who have certain living situations. On the exterior, you wondering why, you know, people are jealous of you and they have more than you. Where's this coming from? Because they see the light that you bear. How many of y'all have experienced that? Like, people doing better, they're in a better position. You don't even understand why they hating on you. Why are they talking about you behind your back? Why are they slandering you? Why? Like, listen, you supposed to be living your best life, right? But what's going on? Why all this attention on me? That's because you chosen by the Most High. The Most High is requiring their attention because you're supposed to be the example of what righteousness is. You're supposed to be the example of how to move. So in order for them to be held accountable here on this planet, the Most High has to use his chosen ones to speak to them. But since they hate the Most High, since they reject truth, since they reject his law, statutes, and commandments, since they reject doing what the pleasant things are, and they want to be vain and live of this world, when they see you, they're reminded that they choosing the wrong side. That's why they hating on you. That's why it's people doing better than you, and you like, but why are y'all even bothering me for? And in the midst of all of that, even though you may not be in the same position as them, guess what? Here's the crazy part. Here's the wild part about it. Somehow you in peace. Somehow the Most High done put you in peace. Man, it was times on my come up in my journey. Man, I was sitting up and 1-bedroom apartment, man, dealing with, probably had asbestos up in that joint, man. Moldy apartment, 1-bedroom, it's all tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving a hoopty. You hear me, man? I'm just thinking about some things that took place in my life, man. I was in a hoopty, straight hoopty. Rear view mirror falling off. You know what I'm saying? Old school in a 1-bedroom, moldy, asbestos apartment. And you know what? During that time, I was going through an awakening, bro. I was going through an awakening. And during that time, I had hatred from people who was, I'm talking about governors, mayors. I had, listen, people, drug dealers who making all this money. I had, you know what I'm saying, people with nice jobs all on Facebook taking pictures. All these people. Wow, I'm hurting. But I still had peace. I still know the Most High was there. It's like I knew he was there. In the midst of, even while I was struggling, I knew he was there, bro. The whole time, I knew I wasn't by myself. I knew it. And I stayed faithful. And I challenged the Most High. I said, I read the scriptures, and when it said, if you honor these laws, statutes, and commandments, I will add these things unto you in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. I challenged God. I was like, all right, I done a lot of things in my life. I made a lot of mistakes. I'm challenging you. I'm going to do exactly what you said in this book. You said honor the Sabbath. I'm going to do that. All right. You said put away swine, shrimp, crab, lobster. I'm going to do that. You say stop celebrating these holidays. I'm going to do that. I want to see if your words be true. His words were true. His words were true. To say the least. To say the least, they were true. And then, you know, that's just what it is, man. That's why you got to hold strong, regardless of who persecuting you, regardless of what you're going through, man. Another thing about us chosen ones is we tend to be loners, right? We tend to be. And let me say this about every attribute I'm listing. There's no one size fits all. There's no, you know, every chosen one experiences the same walk. That's not how this works, right? So, a loner. A lot of chosen ones, they don't want to be around people for a few reasons. It's a defense mechanism, number one, because they understand there's great power. They understand that they're a source. So, chosen ones, I do not own the rights to the music playing in the background in case y'all hear it. I don't want to get hit with no copyright. But anyway, chosen ones don't, how do I say this? So, okay, let me put it this way. Everybody puts a mask on in certain situations as a defense. Everybody wears a mask. You may wear a mask at work. You may wear a mask when you out in the hood, out in the streets. You may wear a mask when you in a club with certain people. When you get around certain people, you're wearing a mask. Everybody wears a mask. Everybody wears a mask at some point in time, which is okay because that's a defense mechanism for humans. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Now, chosen ones, on the other hand, they understand who they are. A lot of people who wear a mask, they don't know who they are. They wearing masks and they have become a facade. They're putting on a front everywhere they go. And they don't even, they haven't spent enough time alone to even identify what's the true, who are they? Who are you? Like, what are you about? What makes you tick? They haven't grown an understanding of self to the degree you have. So, chosen ones know who they are and they understand themselves. So a lot of things that we say are so out of this world. A lot of the things we say are astronomical. A lot of our thoughts are not of this world. They're coming from the Most High and his angels. We're thinking differently from everybody else. So we know our true selves, but we cannot show our true selves all the time. Especially in this wicked society, in this world. You can't show your true self as the chosen one in this wicked world all the time. This is why I oblige people to get around like-minded people. Get around people who think like you, who know that they're chosen by the Most High. Because if you go out saying some of the things that we think, who we are in this world, if you go out being your true self, being that spiritual being, that interdimensional being, that spirit, in the flesh body being used by the Creator. If you go around doing that, man, they would stone you. The world would stone you. They would stone you like they stoned Jeremiah. They would crucify you like they did Christ. They would really stone, like literally, you would be committed. Like seriously, I'm telling you some real talk. They would commit you. Like they will put you in a padded room, because why? If you look at some of the things the prophets and bishops and patriarchs were saying publicly back then, they were getting persecuted for it. Some of the things they said, if we were to say it now, oh man, Oh man, come on, man. You already know what the world is doing. The world is so sensitive now. We can't say certain things. So, chosen ones who tend to be alone will be reserved, because the spirit, the lion, will come out of you. I remember there's times my grandmother, I talked to my grandmother. She said, "Don't let the lion out yet." She say that all the time. Don't let the lion out yet. And it's true. There's a time for everything under the sun. Chosen ones, we gotta almost insulate ourselves to a degree, so we don't become. Basically, we got to insulate ourselves so we don't line ourselves up. That's another reason we like to be solo. We're insulating so we don't line ourselves up, because the spirit of Christ, the spirit of Jeremiah, the spirit of the prophets, it dwells in us. It dwells in us, straight up. Yoray by Israel, thanks for the 10, says, all praises to the Most High, brother. I need the word. All praises, man. Thank you for the support. And we're very close to 1,000 likes. So if you gain an edification in here, man, hit the like button. Let's get to it. Y'all see how when we ran the likes up, more people were able to get in the room? That's all it takes. Somebody say, you telling me my life right now, Bree. Man, that's all praises to the Most High. Somebody says, finna dump salt all over the earth. Exactly, because we are the salt of the earth. That's a fact. I mean, the Most High God give us a lot of abilities, man. We start getting these superpowers, and we don't know what to do with them. And then, you know, you chosen to work. You're chosen with a purpose. You're chosen to grind. All these people out here, I'm a chosen one. I seen it all on social media, man. First of all, give me my credit. Just give me my credit. Y'all know 6 years ago, you can go back 6 years ago. This been popping for the last 2 years. I've been quiet about it for 2 years. I watch people take my talking points. I watch people run with it. I haven't said nothing. But just know where it came from and understand what it's about. It's not just about you thinking you chosen because you cute. Because some of y'all ladies on here, y'all come on looking all seductive, looking all cute, got your makeup, hair all did up, looking nice, and got your thumbnail, I'm a chosen one. How you know you a chosen one? Come on now. You ain't chosen just because you cute. You got to know what it takes to be chosen. You got to be doing the will of the Father. A chosen one, look, let me put it out here like this. A chosen one is building the nation of God's people. See, in the scriptures, there's a chosen people. In the scriptures, there's a chosen people of the Most High. You understand what I'm telling you? In the scriptures, it says, gather yourselves together, O nation, not desired. It's talking about the remnant. The lost sheep of the house of Israel, scattered from North, South, Central America, all through the Caribbeans, all over the world, those who have been persecuted, disenfranchised, morally degraded, pretty much destroyed, enslaved, imprisoned. These people are God's people. They are God's people, even though we are a spectacle on the earth right now. But the truth is, we're the chosen ones. Now, if you claim to be a chosen one, right, you have to be trying to heal those people. You have to be trying to awaken those people to their true identity. You have to be trying to get them to understand who they are so we can carry the responsibilities of those great people who once failed. You got to be trying to bring them people together. You got to be trying to resurrect the dead, so to speak. You got to be trying to bring those bones back to life if you claim that you being chosen. You got to be doing your best to support your people and make sure the movers and shakers are able to do their work properly. You got to be supporting your own interests. You got to be pouring into your nation. At some capacity, you got to be participating with the building of God's lost sheep if you claim to be chosen. At some capacity. So you just can't be saying you chosen. How you know you a chosen one? If you're working for the betterment of your people. If you bringing your people together, that's how you know you a chosen one. Not just y'all on here talking on social media, getting clicks, likes, and views. That's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. And we got 1,300 people in here, only 1,000 likes. Why we don't have 1,300? What's going on with the rest of the 200-300 people? What are y'all doing? Because at some capacity, you gotta support your people. And I'm gonna tell you, people who got selfish energy, people who got a selfish energy, you're never gonna make it. You're never gonna make it. Your gifts, talents, and dreams won't manifest. You know why? Because your energy is selfish. That's why. That's why. Chosen ones understand the importance of building. A lot of people only know how to destroy in this world. A lot of people only know how to tear down, exploit, and condemn. Chosen ones know how to build. Let's see. Somebody said, some are claiming to be chosen ones and they are backbiting, gossiping, jealous, etc. That's a fact. Somebody said, thank you for this live. I'm still learning. Okay, all praises. Somebody says, my husband brought a skeleton hand with claws into our house. It's demonic, but my husband won't listen. Try to win him over through chase conversation. Explain it to him. Break it down to him. Chad David, thanks for the 10, says, got put onto your channel by Mark the Messenger. Love your content. Breed all respect. Thank you, family. I appreciate the support. Somebody says, say it loud for the ones in the back. Facts. Somebody said, was just driving, parked, and now can hit like. You came up automatically. Well, I'm glad that the notification came up. The notification only came up because people hit the like button. Somebody said, been listening to you before the pandemic. All praises. And see, during the pandemic, a lot of people woke up. A lot of people woke up during that time. And I'm going to say this, there's another great catastrophic event coming to this planet. And it's coming. And a lot of people who are sitting down on their hands, not trying to work towards the betterment of their people, a lot of people who are not about this growth and development, a lot of people who, man, just playing into this world, and you find sin and the corruption and being involved and being on the scene and being accepted more than the Most High. A lot of y'all not ready for what's about to come. I'm telling you, something big is about to come. Something just you can't even imagine. You think the pandemic was something. I don't think a lot of y'all ready for what's about to hit the scene next. And the chosen ones know it's coming. Chosen ones know it's coming. That's why we move accordingly. That's why we're so nonsensical. That's why we're not wasting our time, dealing with BS. We're not wasting our time, entertaining the likes of individuals who ain't good for us. You got to cut them people off. Listen, your cutoff game got to be strong. I like to go to the parable of the oil in the lampstand. How you gonna make it navigate if you give all the oil in your lampstand away? Man, I'm telling you, it's time that we wake up. Stop entertaining those people, cut them off. They done showed you their horns. They done played their hand. They done showed you their true colors. What are you doing? Why you keep going around them? You're like a dog going back to your own vomit. Stop it. Stop playing with these people, because they're gonna have you lined up out here. And when everything hit the fan, you're gonna see just how desperate, conniving, vile, deceitful, and treacherous some of these people are. Some of them gonna be your natural family, bro. Some of them gonna be your natural family. First Peter 2:9 says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people that should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness. Wow. When you chosen, that's what you doing. You showing forth. You are literally showing forth and giving praise unto him who brought you out of darkness. And that's what we doing right now. Everybody who's watching this video in the chat, engaging, communicating, these are chosen people who have, for those on the outside, the 2/3 and the people that's on the outside, all the weirdos, gang stalkers, perpetrators, pansexuals, numbskulls, NPCs, meat suits, and skinwalkers. Let me make this clear. The reason why people get so excited about this commentary right here and they come over here and support and they plugged in is because they done been tried through the fire. A lot of these people in here been tried through the fire. You can tell by looking at the likes that we got a lot of chosen ones up in here. They've been tried through the fire. And these people are showing forth praises. So when they in this chat, they praising the Most High. They're literally giving praises to the Most High. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, we really want you to have that same feeling, because we get excited about this when we praising the Almighty and thanking him for pulling us out of the world, because life starts here. When we was in the world being accepted and we had everybody around us, we wasn't living because we knew something was missing. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate it, Rare. We knew something was missing. Now we're living life. Now we're gaining different experiences. Now we're seeing the world from what it is. Now the veil has been lifted. Now we are understanding. Now our creativity has peaked. Now we have been able to manifest our gifts and talent. Now we are walking in the faith. Life started now. Life ended. Life ended back then. Yo, thank you for the 10, Hank. I appreciate the support. All praises to the Almighty, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. I got more content coming, man. I'll be working on some music a little bit later, man. I got to put out some of that fire for y'all. A lot of songs are already written. All I got to do is go in the booth and record them. But subscribe to my ENT channel, my New Breed Universal ENT. All you got to do is put in on YouTube, youtube.com/New Breed Universal, and go subscribe. That's my evening channel. That's the channel I go to do my streams at night. She is grateful. Thank you for your $20 contributions. As New Breed, everything you speak in is facts. The message is powerful and important. Keep on creating these important videos. All praises to the Most High. Absolutely. I definitely will. Look, thank each and every one of y'all for coming through and showing y'all support. I want y'all to have a wonderful day. Be blessed out here. Thank everybody for supporting the stream. Shout out to everybody. Turn those notification bells on so y'all can get these videos as they being uploaded. If y'all want to support this ministry, support this work, newbreed.love. For every $10 contribution in exchange, I give you a love note. And it's just my token appreciation, you know, saying that, hey, I love you. And if, you know, you would like to shop amongst our network and get discounts and support Black entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship in general, support our people and generate our economy, then, you know, you're able to get discounts on said merchants. But listen, I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay safe out here. Be balanced. With that being said, shalom and peace.